far as word from the White House on the Iraq reports, right now President Obama is aboard Air Force One on his way to China. He's expected to land in about an hour. If there's any response from the president on this, of course, we'll bring it right to you. Our chief White House correspondent, Ed Henry, is in Beijing, actually ahead of the president's arrival. And Ed, I understand the acute losses for Democrats now to toggle to politics in the midterm elections last week have followed the president all the way to China.
No doubt about it, Harris. He was hoping to get a respite here. He's in China, then on to Burma, wrap it up in Australia, get away from that midterm drubbing and deal with some of these international issues that a lot of presidents like to do in their second term, get away from all those domestic problems, political crises. But instead, the Global Times, one of the state-run newspapers, has been blasting the president ahead of his visit, sort of mocking the fact that Democrats lost those elections, writing in an editorial in part, quote, "Obama always utters, 'Yes, we can,' which led to the high expectations people had for him. But he has done an insipid job offering nearly nothing to his supporters. Wow. U.S. society has grown tired of his banality. Bush, who dared to do everything, and Obama, who dares to do nothing, come from different parties but have the same destiny." Now, the White House shrugs this off, obviously calls it propaganda, but they are facing, certainly the president is, some challenges here as he continues to do what he calls the Asian pivot. There are a lot of people in this region who think he's tied down with other crises like ISIS.
Wow.
Paris.
A pivot that includes the China Global Times in somewhat of an op-ed fashion on this president and the job he's doing. The president, I understand, too, is already off to a pretty rocky start working with Congress. The topic of immigration is a sticky one this weekend.
Oh, no doubt about it. Look, among the things he hopes to do here in Asia is move forward on a free trade agreement, but he's going to have to get the Republican Congress's backing. That's a new reality he has to face politically back home, and he did get off to a shaky start, as you said. That meeting Friday at the White House with congressional leaders where he said he's going to move forward with executive action on immigration reform. That is upsetting Republicans like Mitch McConnell. President today on CBS's Face the Nation trying to explain that he wants to work with Republicans. Listen.
We've got to sell it. We've got to reach out to the other side and where possible, persuade. And I think there are times, there's no doubt about it, where I think we have not been successful in going out there and letting people know what it is that we're trying to do and why this is the right direction.
Now, aides to the presumptive Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell already saying that it sounds like in that answer the president saying it's not his policies that are mistaken, it's his messaging. They say that's the opposite message of those midterm elections. Mitch McConnell has already said that the president bullying forward with immigration executive orders is like waving a red flag in front of a bull. They're upset about this, Harris.
Yeah, lean forward with ink in an executive order pen. That's quite a lean.